God, you got to get me out of this. I can't do it. My name is Ann Garcon, and welcome to my channel. Those of you who are here for the first time, here we talk about all things faith, lifestyle, and sister locks. And today I'm just going to do a little story time just to share how God really, He loves me. And I'm sure you have many stories that you can share about a time or many times, right, where God came through. But this one just happened in such a way that I knew that, okay, He was like, this is my daughter here. You guys are not about to. You're not. All right. So this was back in 2020, and I received a call from someone. I was connected to someone because, you know, those of you who don't know, I'm a worship leader, and I, you know, get invited to go and lead worship, sometimes do worship workshops, and just to use my gifts to grow the body of Christ. So I was called to come and lead a worship conference, and it's right up my alley, so it was really an easy yes. And so we were in the works of, you know, planning and getting the flyers ready to distribute and to share and to promote. And so in our conversations, you know, the person that was organizing the event said, hey, so can you just send us a picture that we can put on the flyer so that we can start to promote? Sure. So we send the picture over, and that's in the works. And then I start working on my presentation. I start working on, you know, creating slides. You know, I'm an educator as well, so like I like visuals because I feel like, you know, with visuals, people, you get their attention more, and they learn better because they're able to see and not just hear. So as I'm planning, I kind of find myself kind of stuck. And this is not like me, especially on a topic that I'm so confident in, and a topic that I wouldn't necessarily have to do much, you know, background research on because I've just been doing this for so long. So I found myself just kind of stuck, right? I got my first cover page, my cover slide already done, and I went into my second slide, and this is where I would like add the agenda of what we would be talking about, and then I tried to go past that, and I couldn't. I'm like, okay, maybe I just, you know, I'm overwhelmed. Maybe I just need some rest. Maybe I just need to come back to it. That's just a sidebar because this all kind of made a little bit more sense to me after the fact. So the person that was organizing the event sends me back the flyer and says, yeah, so, you know, okay, so I'm kind of jumping the gun because when I said yes, things were already like in motion. Flights were booked, hotels were reserved, everything was just already done, right? So this you know, so with the picture now for the flyer, this is kind of like after everything has been done, after the yes has been said, everything has been settled, we've already discussed all the logistics, and so the flyer comes back to me, and the picture that I sent was not the picture that was placed on the flyer. And so I was like, okay. The person was like, yeah, so this is the flyer. You can just, you know, start sharing it on your page. I said, okay, no problem. I said, however, I have a question. I was like, yeah, so what this is not the picture that I sent to you. Was there something wrong with the picture that I sent? And the person was like, oh yeah, so the board, you know, they're like the older people, you know, we noticed that you have locks on your hair, locks in your head, and you know, the younger people, we don't have an issue with it, but the older people would, you know, would have an issue with it. So we decided to go through your social media and pick a picture that doesn't show your hair as much. Yeah, I'm just as confused as you because, like, if the picture doesn't show it as much, when I get there, it's gonna show as much. So I was like, okay. Yeah, that was me when I heard that. I was like, oh, okay. So like, how is that going to change anything when I get there? Because like, I'm not taking these out of my head. And the person was like, yeah, I know, I would never ask you to do that. I was just, thinking, I've seen in some of your pictures that you do like a nice head wrap. So if you could do like a head wrap, and cover it. What? That's your plan? So I'm going to be there for 3 days. A Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. And your idea behind me still operating in my gift is to kind of hide. Okay, do you see where I'm going with this, right? It's almost like, okay, we want the message, but we don't want to accept the messenger the way the messenger is. And I was like, this is my hair. This is my hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could understand, maybe there's several houses of worship that don't want people who have extensions in their hair, right? To lead in any any type of capacity, right? So okay, if that was your thing, then I not that I could understand it, but it would make a little bit more sense to me, because that's just like, okay, that's one of your principles at your church or whatever. But this is my hair, it's on my head, and you want me to cover it because your board members, the older people, don't like it. All right. So being who I am, okay, and I'm a very confrontational person, and I did not really put my husband on to this part of the conversation. He would have shut it down quick, like, you ain't going. So I'm like, okay, now I find myself in a position where like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what am I gonna do now? Because they already booked the flights, they already booked the reservation for the hotel, like everything has already been set, like the agenda for the weekend has already been set, like what am I to do? Like, what do you, like, how do I do this? So in that moment, I didn't even know what to say, honestly. So I was like, that's oh, I guess, yes, I said that, y'all. I was like, I guess. And as soon as I hung up the phone, I went to God. And I was like, God, you got to get me out of this. I can't do it. Because I already felt that being there, knowing that I'm not accepted as I am, I don't even want to be there. Like, I'm hiding me, right? And it just, that I would already know that. I would know that going there. Like, Lord, you're gonna have to do something. So I'm praying and I'm praying. I called a couple of friends of mine, and like, I'm seeking counsel. Like, okay, what should I do in this situation? And they all just, they said, go with what God is telling you, And so I prayed, and I was like, God, I don't know how to get myself out of this one, so you're gonna really have to get me out of it. And I know that he didn't like the way they were making me feel. Like, I'm not my hair, like I pride myself in being a person who walks with as much as integrity as possible. Like, am I perfect? Heck to the no. But I try to live my life drama free. I try to keep a reputation that is godly, right? So that no one can say and associate Anne with something that is that's not God, right? That's sinful, something that's like anything against God. And so I'm like, I know who I am. I know what God has placed in me. I know what I can bring to the table. And obviously you guys do too, right? Because you invited me, but you don't want me. You want a version of me. And that really didn't sit well with me. And I was like, God, I don't like this. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So this is my prayer for about a week, y'all, because it's now a week away from when I have to fly out. So the days are passing and I'm getting more anxious because I'm like, okay, God, like, nothing has happened yet. Like it hasn't been canceled yet. Like, what's going on? And, so fast forward, we're now the day before I have to fly out, guys, okay? I was going to go to my kindergarten graduation that morning and fly out that evening, okay? This is at the end of the year, so this is in June, and back in 2020, and, kindergarten graduation was on the 26th, so I had to, and my flight, no, 25th, and my flight was the 25th. So I get to work, and the 24th, and we have the end of the year party for our kids in the gym, and we're up and we're dancing. That morning I felt a little like under the weather, right? But I was like, nope, I can't miss work today. I got to push through. And that whole week I kind of started feeling an attack on my body, and I'm like, okay, what is this? Like, and y'all, with this presentation, I'm going back to the presentation for my Google Slides. I'm still on page 3. I'm still on slide 3. I cannot get past. I was like, what is going on? Like, this is not like me. I've never had a situation where I couldn't plan. Like, I do lesson plans for a living, right? So like my slides are like workshops for my teaching, like my teaching plans, right? So like, this is something that I do, and I just couldn't do it. And I'm like, okay, whew. So the 24th comes and I'm at work, and I'm like, okay, either I'm getting sick because something great is going to happen in spite of all this hair issue, or God is trying to block something. God is trying to help me get out. And I had that thought in mind, but I was like, could that really be it? But I don't know. Anyway, so I go to work, and we're in the gym and we're dancing. The kids are having fun, and then we get to the end of the party, and I start feeling hot. Like, I'm like, okay, like, I don't feel well. And then I start to get a little dizzy, and I'm like, okay, I send the kids, to their seats while I go sit on the side, because I'm like, okay, I don't want to get anybody sick. If I'm sick, COVID was still in really kind of in and out, not in and out, but like COVID was still present, right? And so I sat, and when I sat down, that's when I was like, okay, something is not right. Something is not right. I told my the other kindergarten teacher, I said, okay, I'm gonna go to the class because I'm not feeling well. I'm gonna go get some water, and I'm just gonna kind of cool myself down. I go into my classroom, and this is where COVID tests were everywhere, right? So I was like, let me just take a test just to see how I'm feeling. I take a test. Lo and behold, I caught COVID. And so I like to say that God gave me COVID. Y'all, because what happened in that moment? I can't go nowhere. I gotta go and quarantine myself, okay? So I was distraught and happy all at the same time. A rush of emotions came over me because my kindergarten graduation is the next day, which means I can't make it to my kindergarten graduation. I called my principal crying. I was like, oh my God, Miss Brick. Oh my God, guess what happened? And she's like, calm down. What is it? I was like, I just caught COVID, and tomorrow's graduation. That means I can't. She's like, okay. Listen, your health matters, okay? That's more important. I need you to stop crying. I need you to calm down. I need you to breathe. I need you to pack your things, and I need you to go home and take care of yourself. We will stream it, and you will be on virtually. Y'all, when I tell you, when I got home, I just started praising God. I just started lifting my hands. I'm crying. I'm sad. I'm happy. I'm elated. I'm depressed. I'm like, those were my babies. I couldn't see them. Well, I mean, they did it on Instagram, so I would see Instagram Live. I was able to see them. They couldn't see me, of course. I'm a wreck. But I was able to see them, but not the way that I wanted to see them. But that night I was supposed to fly out and be kind of, I would say, used. And God was like, no, he don't play about me. He don't play about me. So by any means necessary, he got me to sit my tail down at home and miss that conference. I had to call the organizer and say, you know, I don't know how you're going to take this news. However, unfortunately, I will not be able to make it. I unfortunately caught COVID, and they're like, oh my God, oh no. You know, they were very, you know, regretful, and like, you know, they did share that they'd be praying for me and stuff like that. And then they were like, you know, so yeah, no worries, you know, take care of yourself. We will take care of things here. We'll make it work. We'll see. We'll reach out for in the future. I was like, no, you won't. You're not getting me in the future. Like, no, you're not. Because you know what? I honestly feel like if you were to tell me before inviting me that this is something that your church is not okay with, it would have given me the opportunity to turn you down, and we would just part ways. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you leave something so why would you leave that piece of information, which is something so big, out? This is a big part of me, right? It's not like they said, you know, you can't have nail polish on. Try to come with no nail polish. No, this is my hair on my head. Like, if you were to have given me that information prior to me saying yes, it would have given me the opportunity to say no. You know what I'm saying? So like, I kind of felt like violated. Like, I'm good. You know, God bless you. God bless your church. Like, I wish well. And I even prayed that their event would be successful, because like a last minute dropout, like the night before, that's huge. That's for an organizer, that's a big headache. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just so grateful that God thought about me, right? Even if it took me having to get sick in that way, he thought about me. And he was like, you're not about to play my baby like this. No, that's my daughter. And I know who she is. I know what she can bring. And you're not about to do her like that. And so I boast in God. I boast in God alone. Like, he loves me. And I'm sure you have a story where God looked out for you. And so if you care to share, please comment down below. And if you feel like what they did was wrong, like, comment that as well. Like, you know, do you feel like I handled it properly, or do you think I should have spoken up for myself? Sometimes I get so frazzled in moments that I don't know what to say. So I kind of like cut communication. I cut it short so that I can like go and reflect and kind of think about, okay, what can I say after? I know that's probably not the best way to handle things. Like, what would you have said if this was you? Like, if that was what they told you, what would you have said? Comment down below as well. I just want to thank you guys for listening to my story time today. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget that there's only one you. So be the best you that you can be. Bye.